streaming live every other
Wednesday, my dude.
This is Chillcast.
Certified hood classic.
Oh my goodness! What are you guys doing here? Well, I mean, since you're here, grab a chair because we're about to dive into another Chillcast with my co-host Sly and D Dubman of Review Your Life, the YouTube channel. How you guys doing?
Yeah, I've been talking to Dub about that. It's a little too long of a title, you know.
Yeah, you really need to work on that, Dub. Did you ever think about that?
Before we continue talking, you want to check? You want to check if your audio is okay? You don't want to hiccup like last time.
Yeah, my audio should be okay.
It should be, but
Yeah,
I know you're not gonna check. So
I literally just checked.
Am I inclined to believe that? Like,
do you want to go log on to our stream and check it?
I am.
It's working.
All right. All right.
Stop gaslighting me. It's working.
Go ahead and check your peak levels.
Oh shit! Wow, I'm very loud. But I'm only loud because you made me loud. Because you made me scream. You made me do this. You bring out that beast in me. You bring out that motherfucking
We have
dog
5 more episodes, Zach. You don't have to put up with it for too long.
They call me Sonic.
They don't call you Sonic.
That's the whole song. Welcome to Showcast, everybody.
How was everyone's Thanksgiving?
It was good. I didn't know if we were going to do an episode, but we ended up doing one, which I'm glad, because I kind of wanted to do one anyway. See the boys, hang out a little bit.
Oh, okay. I thought you had like something to talk about. I thought you had something to get off your chest,
Oh, I've been working on doing some bits for the show, I actually was going to do some impressions. I've been working on some impressions, like,
for the last 5 episodes, you were working on stuff for the show?
Yeah, I've been working on some impressions. I actually want to run some of them by you guys, see if you like them.
Alright, Sly, you're the ultimate judge.
Okay. Alright, okay, I'm going to do the impression, and you guys try to guess who it is based off the impression, okay? Are you ready?
No, I'm not.
Okay,
let me know.
Okay.
Now I am.
Okay, I'm going to do the impression now. Hi, my name's D-Dub, and my dick is small. Alright, guess who that was?
It's a tough one.
I've been working on it for a bit. I kind of fucked up the inflection at the end, but I think it's mostly there.
Is it
This is a terrible bit. You can stop.
Do you know who it is? Do you know who it's supposed to be, D-Dub? Bill Clinton. It's Bill Clinton. It was a Bill Clinton impersonation, guys. Come on.
I was thinking Ronald Reagan.
I mean, I can see where you thought that, but it wasn't even close. That's all I'm gonna say.
I was gonna say Jason David Frank.
It wasn't Jason David Frank. I get that one a lot though.
Do you listen?
Listen, I need some practice. You know. You don't need to shit on my hobbies, okay? I'm trying to make the show better, okay?
Was you a Power Rangers guy?
No, not really. The only Power Rangers I liked were Ninja Storm, and I don't know why.
I was an SPD guy.
I was an SPD guy too, but that's only because I had access to like Jetix.
Listen, ACAB means ACAB, okay?
Nah, man. So like they were the super police, so like that's what made it like fine.
So
like,
they were more racist.
No, like they were sniping like ISIS and shit. Like while the regular police, stops fucking hate crimes. The Power Rangers were stopping fucking global fucking catastrophes.
Okay,
which is fine.
Why are you bringing up Powered Rangers?
Jason David Frank died.
Yes, he did. I saw that, but I really didn't follow Power Rangers that closely, so I didn't really know too much about it. But I saw a lot of people were upset. So,
well, he is from suicide, so like that's unfortunate.
Oh shit!
I don't think anybody knew the guy had demons the entire time, man. That's honestly like, where do we go from here for like calling for help when like you don't know if they need help? Like, is there signs you're supposed to read?
Jesus fuck, dude, that is a dark time.
Yeah, man. Let's go. Yeah, man, let's go in.
I say that no one should ever have a knife in their house. I think that's the first thing we should do.
All right, so thank you for taking that dark topic.
What do you want me to do? What do you want me to say?
There's a genuine answer you could have did to that.
Do you want a genuine answer? Is this the place that people come to for advice, or is this the place for people?
Zach, 2 years ago, you would answer that question full and plain, man. Now you're like on full meme mode. Like,
would I really have answered that question full and plain?
Yeah.
Okay.
We had like several podcasts where like if shit hits the fan, are you still a fan? Like we had like a whole Etika is dead fucking podcast.
You think they touched them kids? Anyway, so if you notice signs in your friend or your loved one or someone that you just kind of know, the best thing you can do is to be a friendly, reliable person to them and remind them that you do care about them. That is honestly the best thing you can do. Because you don't want to overburden someone or coddle them, because that's probably counterintuitive of what would be good. So there you go. There's some good humble advice. Also, I would hide all the knives in the house. I would put them in the cellar. Maybe put them under some sheets. I feel as though
a butter knife isn't like all that leaked. I feel like people need to spread that peanut butter.
It depends on the severity of it.
Have you ever seen anybody like shivved with a fucking butter knife?
What if you were made of butter? Have you ever thought about that one, smart guy?
If there is a butter man, I would like to meet him.
There's a butter man, and he's heavily suicidal.
I don't think Butterman would be heavily suicidal now.
He would just walk outside and step outside for like a couple seconds.
Yeah.
Yes.
But alright, so like I think it's been 2 weeks fucking since our last podcast.
It's been 2 weeks, yeah. We're on schedule.
That's crazy because we're about to go on our holiday hiatus, so like that's pretty funny. All things considered, new games have came out. There is a game about to come out. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of like the whole Dead Space genre, but like Callisto Protocol. Yeah, like that's about to drop. And another AAA game has dropped under the Nintendo name. And no, I'm not talking about the new Mario trailer that came out, which I've gotten mixed opinions on. Apparently, people don't like
Mario.
So, like, people don't like that, like, Peach is a well-defined female who can stand up for herself.
Yeah, that sounds like a Nintendo fan to me.
Is that true?
I don't know. There's probably like a small level of Nintendo fanboys that just want to jerk off to Peach and nothing else, and they're like, "Ew, she has feelings. Ew."
She didn't have a high-pitched voice, which that was the only thing I found weird. But like other than that,
listen. Let me tell you, Anna Taylor-Joy, who plays Peach, she gets my Babe of the Month award. Let me tell you what. I know I like the Boner of the Month Club for Anna Taylor-Joy. No, actually, Anna Taylor-Joy is a very good actress. I just saw The Menu recently, and she stars in that, and she was very good. I think she's a good actress.
The Menu looks like trash through the trailers. Is it not trash?
No, it's actually a good fun watch.
All right, are you gonna watch Violent Night too?
I'm not gonna watch Violent Night. That looks like garbage. See, the thing with The Menu is the thing with most movies nowadays is I don't see the trailers, and I just hear friends tell me about them, and I go watch them, or I go watch them blindly, and that's a great way to go watch a movie.
Wait, you do word of mouth instead of like forming your own opinion? That's crazy.
Yep. I do what I can.
So how does it feel being Mega Chad?
Mega Chad, I'm just kind of a trendsetter. That's really what it is.
I didn't say all that. I didn't say all that.
No, I mean, you heavily implied it. Like, I get what you mean,
Mega Chad, does that mean you're a trendsetter?
Okay. So you rather call me a Mega Chad than a trendsetter?
One of those sounds true.
You sound true.
Wow, man, thanks for fucking completely disabling that conversation.
Riku?
What are we gonna do with you, man?
Riku?
You know what? Like, I think this podcast has broken you, like, mentally.
Did you see what I titled this podcast?
This time, I'm really gonna do it.
Oh, man. We have fun here on Chillcast.
We do a little trolling on Chillcast.
Hey, can you guys talk to each other for a little bit? Because my dog just peed in front of me, like blatantly right in front of me, just urinated on my
Alright.
carpet.
Which one?
Fucking
That sounds
Slim.
great.
Like I just heard.
Alright.
It's the geyser.
Yeah, it's just like that meme where he's like,
you
look
come back,
how hard I can piss, and it was my dog.
when you come back, you need to put a peeing dog gif on screen. Like that's gonna be our gif.
Send me your funniest dog gif, and I'll put it on screen when I come back.
All right, cool. Funny. I'm going to search funny dog gifs on Google.
Yeah. Okay. Same here.
Sly.
What?
Sly, you played the latest Pokemon, correct?
Yeah. I have.
Are you enjoying it?
Honestly, yeah. It's a pretty fun game. But I'm not gonna overlook everything that's like wrong with it at the same time.
Do you think it's a $60 game?
Definitely not.
What amount of money would you think is appropriate for this game?
I want to say honestly 40 45. Like it's not, it really isn't worth
you will pay $40 for frame drops. There's games that don't have that at all. They're like it costs cheaper.
I mean, yeah, you're right, but I mean, it's a Pokemon game.
Oh,
no, but
gotcha.
Nintendo being generous with their prices, I would take like a $40 thing, But I don't know, man. Like I was pretty lucky because like my girlfriend's birthday is like the same day Pokemon came out, and she got like the bundle thing for her birthday, and so I was able to just like get Scarlet off.
So you feel as though like you didn't really do anything. Like you're like, all right, well, I guess I just got a new Pokemon game. I ain't really complaining like everybody else is.
Pretty much, yeah. But I can definitely understand like people who are like, man, I paid $60 for this shit.
Sly, would you call this a AAA game?
By technicality, yeah.
Are you aware that Pokemon is a AAA company?
Yes, very much so. Nintendo is a big man.
Big man.
But
where are we at now, Sly, to where AAA means something or not? Because God of War just came out too, and like you can argue that that's a AAA game. And then we got another AAA game released beside it called Pokemon, and like it doesn't feel AAA. So like, where is that black and white?
Black and I think it has to do with just like the franchise being so like prevalent and around for so long, I think that I think pretty much what it is its relevancy, essentially. That's really all you can say at this point what a AAA title game can be, because I mean Nintendo really dropped the fucking ball with this one. Like it's really sad to see, because it's like
this has Nintendo like seal of approval, Sly.
I don't know. I would have been so content with them like pushing back the date, like what they were fucking doing with Metroid Prime and the new Legend of Zelda.
So Pokemon is in house, so like they can like release whatever they want, and like they didn't choose to fucking push the date back or anything like that. If that was the case, they would have did it for Sword and Shield to put all the Pokemon in there.
Do you know who else is in house?
Pokemon is in house.
Oh yeah.
And I only mentioned that because Sly was like, yeah, like I can't believe Nintendo like let them do that. I was like, well, like Pokemon's like really responsible for that. They're in house, so like they can like set their own release dates and stuff like that.
To be fair, Pokemon is a second party developer for Nintendo.
Correct.
And that's all I have to say about that.
That's true, but I feel like there's really like no excuse for that at this point, because they've been under Nintendo like since day one.
Yeah, no, that's
and like
true.
I don't know. I feel like they would have done so much better, because like Sword and Shield just feels like a completely different realm like at this point. Because if I were to play Sword and Shield, I wouldn't expect like half the shit that I would expect playing Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Does that make sense? Because like when I mean by that, I mean like I expect like just shit and graphics and stuff like with 3D and stuff like that. But like Sword and Shield wasn't that bad, but it was still pretty like lifeless, you know?
There was still frame drops, and stuff like that. Pokemon Arceus, like Legends Arceus, was really good, and like that's the same engine that fucking Scarlet and Violet is on, and like they fucked it up somehow. I don't see how that could happen.
Yeah, like, that too. That's so stupid because like, oh my god, I hate. I don't know. It's just like how do you fuck up movement? You know, something as simple as just movement. Because like in Arceus, you can just like roll like how you would in like other previous open world games and shit like that. So it's like kind of simple, but like you just crouch, you slide, and then you're in a crouching animation, and you have to uncrouch, and it takes forever. It's so clunky and it's so bad.
So, Zach, imagine playing an open world game where you can't jump, dodge, and fucking sprint.
That sounds like a good time. Are you talking about Death Stranding?
So that's Pokemon. Like you have an assistant Pokemon that can help you like, ride around and like fucking jump in the air and shit like that. But whenever you're like playing on foot, it feels like something's off. And you like press buttons like to like coordinate with like at least trying to like do something else, and all you can do is like crouch and like a little shitty like slide animation. There's no sprinting. There's like a normal like run animation, but it feels like 10 times slower than like the regular one. Like fucking like I don't know. It's hard to explain. They also inserted like the gimmick of this game is that like it's open world Pokemon. This is what everybody always wanted. Fucking they already did it in like Legends Arceus, but like now this is like now you got it in the modern fucking form, and they put like 4 Pokemon on the screen, and like now you're chugging, like now you're going like 35 frames per second instead of like your initial 60. Actually, I take that back. That's too generous. I don't think this game ever ran at 60, so I think it's locked to like 25, and it keeps dipping to like 20 and like 15.
Oh, that's so fucking sad.
Yeah, and it's pretty rough seeing like just background shit too, just moving at like 1 frame is like a minute.
Like I don't like somebody in the studio was like looking at that shit and was like, all right, it's ready. And like the worst part is Pokemon is not gonna update these games to like make them run better or anything. Like the update is gonna be the next game. So like,
I mean, they might do a remake at some point, like they do with like Heart.
Well, yeah, like fucking 10 years down the line, yeah. But like, what? How do you fix How do you fix making a game yearly? Like, okay, like how do you go about that?
You make it better next time.
I don't know. I also heard that there was something to do with like how that company doesn't really like do any like time crunches or anything or like they don't do time crunches, so they're just kind of like fucking doing whatever the fuck, and like I don't know, man. It's just crazy.
Zach, put fucking the pissing dog on the screen. What are you doing?
Oh, apologies, fellas. I was thinking about how fucking angry I am with my dog.
Oh. Well, go ahead and explain.
That's a good gift.
Go ahead and explain how mad you are about your dog.
I'm steaming. I'm furious. No, dude,
I'm steaming. I'm furious.
Here I am sitting doing my my acclaimed. The name of this gift is Peeing Dog.
You like that?
Did you name this?
Yeah.
That's yeah. Yeah, I'm sitting here doing my critically acclaimed podcast with my boys, and I look over to my right, and I hear a pissing noise. And guess what it was? It was my dog pissing. As this dog and the gift I'm putting up is pissed.
Look on the bright side, man. Look on the bright side, man.
The Mr.
Go get yourself some Mr. Beast burger. and I'm sure that you'll be happy
I
after you
want
eat
to
those
make
Chandler fries.
that Mr. Beast burger video.
Yeah, you gotta get the Chandler fries.
I can't wait to get the Chandler I thought he had the grilled cheese. Whose grilled cheese is it?
Who fucking? I'm not keeping up with that
Listen,
shit.
I'm gonna look up the
it's my
Mr.
grilled
Beast burger
cheese.
menu right now.
Do you guys think that everybody knows who Mr. Beast is at this point?
I think more people know Mr. Beast than I would assume.
His
Yeah.
gimmick is that he gives, but like he earns a lot more than what he gives.
But he gives it away. He doesn't keep any of it because he's.
I know he doesn't. Well, it's a tax
saint.
write-off. Like
Saint
it's
Jimmy.
super smart. Oh.
Now, have you heard his story that he got robbed and someone stole all his shit, and then he was just kind of like, I don't need that shit anyway, and now he just gives it away.
Wait a minute.
That's the story he tells Joe Rogan.
Well, like, did he do this on Vice or something? Give me the insight.
It seems like everything this guy resorts to is just like we'll just buy it.
He's
again.
like bike cook, you know. He's like, oh, someone needed that bike more than I did. Yeah, he's like tells this story on some podcast where he's just like, yeah, someone stole all my shit one time, and I was pretty pissed that they stole all my shit, but I was kind of relieved because I didn't want all that shit anyway. It doesn't make you happy. Except when
He's not a material things guy.
Yeah, he's not a material guy.
He's not a material girl.
Material girl.
Yeah, I get it from my mammy. Whatever. But like, I'm inclined to believe that Mr. Beast is. I'm inclined to believe that Mr. Beast is a good person. A lot of
I would
people
like to believe that he's a good person. Yeah.
A lot of people who like quote unquote worked for him, they're like, yeah, he didn't give me more money than I want. he didn't. Yeah, he was paying me, but like he wasn't giving out money like fucking.
Dude, these Mr. Beast burgers look pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
I just see a bunch of like mayo, and that's why I don't.
You don't like mayo? Mayo's good.
Mayo's really bad.
So we got the Beast style burger. We got Carl's grilled cheese. It's Carl's grilled cheese, and then the Chandler
Who's
style.
Carl?
I don't know who Carl is. I miss Jake the Viking. That's all I know.
So like Jake the Viking, he got like a whole mortgage fucking down on his house. Eric was working with him, and he was only with him for like 2 years.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Like he's set for life forever.
I don't think he had anything bad to say about him at all. He was like, yeah, man, he fucking changed my life.
Why did he leave then? Why did Jake the Viking leave us?
Mr. Beast needed more security.
What do you mean he needed more security? Is that what he did?
There are people like doxing fucking Mr. Beast like in fucking Dubai.
Was Jake the Viking his bodyguard? Is that what he was?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was like just a Mr. Beast friend,
Nah, Mr. What the fuck?
I thought he was just part of the crew, like Chris the Meme God.
Do you really think he's the meme god?
No, I don't, but that's what he calls himself. I'll respect it.
Were you a meme god?
I like to think of myself as some sort of a meme lord of some sort.
I've never laughed at any meme you fucking seen.
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. Don't ever. Don't say that.
Some pretty good shit, man.
Hey, nah, man. Fucking saying jokes and fucking sending memes are two separate things.
What are you talking about? You don't like this one of Drake with no genitals that says, "Can I have a cigarette?" You don't like that?
You made that?
Yeah, I made that, dude. I made that in my spare time. It was for something else, but I thought I'd make it for a meme instead.
That's pretty good. Like if that was in GIF form, I would tell you to put that on screen. But
you don't want me to just put it on screen right now? I think it might get us banned off of YouTube.
I don't think you should do that, dude. Though.
How about this one of Mitt Romney?
You should just add a picture of Drake without any teeth. Have you guys seen that?
With what?
There's several pictures of like every rapper.
Of just Drake without teeth. I think
There's
it's some
pictures of every rapper's without teeth. Like that's a common thing. I think there was like a fucking Twitter page dedicated to that shit.
Oh, you know what? I think there was a Twitter page. I do vaguely remember that. Oh, I've seen this video. He looks like that kid from Stranger Things.
He looks like the kid from Stranger Things.
Yeah, you know the one.
Yeah, man. Everybody watches Stranger Things.
My parents fucking watch Stranger Things. Everyone watches Stranger Things.
Oh, did they notice me in the background?
I noticed you in the background. Hey, EJ's in the chat. Hey, hi EJ. These nuts. That's awesome. Anyway.
He's been talking for a while, and you're just now acknowledging him.
I wasn't on the chat. I was doing other shit on the Discord, looking at my funny memes I sent.
You know, what, let's go ahead and pull a nail in the coffin for my topic that I was discussing. Zach, what is your opinion on the term AAA and like where is the facet of like how we like go forward thinking what a AAA game is supposed to entail?
Where do we go from here? So, a AAA game, in my opinion, the only thing that AAA game is a budget, and that's it. It doesn't mean the game's going to be good, or that it's going to run well, or that it's going to be as good as a small indie developer or something else. You know, it just means that it's a gigantic, inflated budget, and they're just throwing money at a project. That's all a AAA game is.
Would you consider Cyberpunk AAA?
Yeah, Cyberpunk's hella AAA. And look at that shit.
Would you consider No Man's Sky AAA?
No, that was made by a small developer.
But they were heavily funded.
They were not funded necessarily.
They were heavily funded by Sony for false promises.
Yeah, but that's still a third-party developer. It's still a small. It's a small team of 20 people. That's not AAA.
CD Projekt Red is like not a fucking AAA developer. I would say like they're AA.
You don't think the people who made the fucking Witcher series are AAA
The Witcher
developers?
doesn't run well. What the fuck are you talking about, dude?
I'm not saying it ran well. I'm saying that is a giant developer.
We're getting lost in the sauce. We don't know what AAA means. That's what
yeah, I guess we don't. Well, CD Projekt. I'm trying to think.
Or like
I guess No Man's Sky is a AAA game. I don't know.
Yeah, bro.
I
Yeah,
don't
look,
know.
man. So like that's the thing, right? The term AAA has lost its meaning when like we kept getting like fed shit. So like I think we're at this point to where we're like we hear the words and like it just doesn't mean anything anymore. Except for like God of War. I guess there's other fucking chances that maybe something else would come out and is actually good, but like people have to take their chance. Like fucking like the Batman game, right? The Arkham.
Oh, that game.
Fucking
Yeah,
Knights.
yeah.
Was that AAA?
I don't know. It looked really fucking cheap. I don't know who made it.
It had IP, so like I don't know, man.
I don't know. AAA games, I really don't even buy AAA games that much anymore because they're pretty disappointing and overpriced at this point. Plus, the AAA market isn't always what I want to play anyway, because a lot of them are just like movie games where you're just watching a movie and then you get to play a game, like The Last of Us or God of War to some extent. The new ones are like that.
I don't like this has always been a controversial opinion to me and my friends. But like I was like, dang, I miss hack and slash God of War. What the fuck is this story shit they're just not trying to do?
Yeah, I kind of think about that sometimes. Where the old God of War was just like this over the top, campy, violent fest of just beating the shit out of the things in the most violent way possible.
And now they're trying to take the IP that they had already and they're like, oh, what if it was poignant?
Well, they wanted to modernize it because the old God of War was like Kratos fucking women and ripping the eyes out of stuff. So they're like, oh, we can't make this game anymore. Obviously, it's not for a modern audience. So they had to change it up a little bit. And I know that sounds like something your uncle would say.
So they made the combat slower. They made the fucking cutscenes unskippable. And
are they really unskippable?
I'm inclined to believe that they are, but I haven't played the game, so I'm assuming that they are. I think they are skippable.
They'd be like, "You're gonna fucking watch this cutscene."
Yeah, he's like, "We worked on this, okay?"
It's like a Red Dead Redemption 2 where you had to watch them pick up every fucking item.
That's not true. You could just hold down the X button and it just picks up everything.
Oh, then why does everyone complain about that then?
I remember Critical complained about that the first day it came out, and then everybody shamed him in the comments because he was like, "You didn't play the game."
No, I saw so many people complaining about that, and it's like a poignant point in their review. It's like, you had to watch them pick up every single item. But apparently none
of those guys ever held X.
That's I think the last time I got a AAA game and was very thoroughly happy with it was Elden Ring. And Elden Ring is like one of the most amazing games I've ever played.
Is Elden Ring AAA?
Yeah, FromSoft? FromSoft's triple. They got fucking George R.R. Martin writing on that shit. That's AAA as fuck.
I heard that George R.R. Martin could like barely even make any creative like liberties. Fucking
He basically did the world building, so he didn't do the main story. He like helped write lore for small items and stuff. He did world building stuff.
That I believe.
So he was. I mean, he'll say that in interviews. He's like, I didn't do anything crazy. Like they came to me with all this stuff, and I kind of just guided them in a direction because he's good at making a fantasy world.
Do you believe that he is?
I haven't read or watched Game of Thrones, but I'm inclined to.
Well, it has a lot of penises in it. You like penis?
Wiener. Yeah, I don't, which has kept me from watching Game of Thrones and Mr. Robot, but I will watch Mr. Robot. I promised a friend.
I heard Mr. Robot's good.
You promised your friend a long time ago.
I did. I remember my dad was watching Mr. Robot, and all of a sudden he stopped watching it. He said, I was watching it and there was like a gay sex thing in it. And
was he like visually upset?
He was visually upset, and so he stopped watching it. And that's the true story. That's the gospel truth.
Alright, bro, you didn't have to say that.
That's pretty good.
I love you.
I love you too, man. Did you talk about Sonic Frontiers yet?
You know what? Is that AAA?
Yeah, Sonic's AAA.
Shut up.
It's Sonic!
Sonic Frontiers is better than fucking Sonic Forces.
Does that mean anything? Does that literally mean anything? It doesn't mean shit.
That's exactly what I'm getting at. I was like, if that means anything to you, I'll let you be the designer of that.
I've heard so many people, they're like, oh, this is the best Sonic game. That means nothing at this point. It doesn't mean anything at this point.
Yeah, it just means that it's a fully fleshed out Sonic game for a change.
It means that it doesn't have bugs for once, and it works.
The music's really good.
The music's always good. That's never been a problem. The music's always a banger. That's the one thing Sonic gets right, is the music. Every time.
Well, everybody had I'm gonna say a situation, but everybody thought that when watching the initial trailers and fucking gameplay and all that, they thought there was gonna be in a giant empty world and just Sonic was just jumping around. And in reality, it's exactly that, but it makes sense on why that is because he runs so fucking fast. You're not even gonna look at the world in the first place.
Yeah, but it's just a giant empty field with a bunch of rails and shit flying in the air that don't really make sense or look like they belong there.
Yeah, but you're running fast, so
yeah, but it
do
still
you want something blocking it?
It still could look better.
Do you want something blocking your field of view?
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the gameplay is fine, but they could make that work better. In a visual sense, because it looks weird. It still I thought this from the very first time, that it looks like a fan-made game. It looks like this map is from some other game.
Running on Unity?
Sonic in. Yeah, it looks like it's running on Unity. It really does. That is exactly what it looks like. It looks like they just threw Sonic in and gave him a physics pack and everything, and that's it. And then he's running around some field from some other game, and that's what it feels like the whole fucking game.
I can completely believe that statement. That does sound like something that if somebody told me that this was a Sonic mod, I would be like, okay.
The Sonic mods look better.
How would you complete this game? What do you think is missing?
I'm only going off of what I've seen people talk about, because I was thinking about buying it because people were saying really nice things about it, and then I remembered that they're Sonic fans on day one, so of course they said really nice things about it. So I actually watched a lot of people talk about it to make an informed decision.
Talking to Sonic fans is the most I ain't gonna say brain numbing because they all have feelings, so I'm not gonna hurt their feelings. Sonic fans are all the same. They're super weird in certain situations, and it's never the same. It's never the same argument. It's the same it's the same way that you're being told how the argument is.
I think I think that Sonic fans don't really even care about the games. They just like Sonic, like regardless of what it is.
Like, oh, a new Sonic IP. I'm definitely buying this.
Yeah, they
one.
just
What-
like
what-
to see Sonic and do Sonic things, and they like that gameplay loop of the.
There's
Sonic
literally a
games.
Sonic collection that just came out that literally came with nothing new, and DLC was like shit that was already included in like the original games, and people were like, yeah.
Speaking of,
Give
did
me
you
that.
see they just announced today DLC for Sonic Frontiers? Like,
Yeah.
but they announced it the way a fighting game would, like it's a DLC path, like throughout the year,
Yes.
like they're gonna constantly update Sonic, and but all the updates are like color differences and shit like that. Like,
So
they're
my
not
question to
major.
you is, how do you feel about roadmaps being like in every game now?
I don't like it necessarily on. Well, there are some games that need roadmaps. I think fighting games are perfect for roadmaps because they are.
Fighting games like having roadmaps is the only incentive to keep you playing. Like,
Yeah,
deadass.
because it's constant new characters and they patch it for a competitive scene. It makes sense. Like you can add
except for
on to it.
multiverses, they keep adding characters instead of fixing the game. So,
Yeah,
like,
I wish they would do that. But otherwise, a game like Sonic Frontiers, it's a standalone game. It doesn't have any online connectivity. Why does it need a roadmap of DLC content? I can see it getting like 1 or 2 DLC like things. It doesn't need a roadmap. Like a roadmap implies that it's going to be constantly updated, which it's
They
not.
want you to get ready to play with Tails.
I mean, yeah. Why can't that just be an update? Why does it need a roadmap? Why couldn't they?
Why could they just
Ready
be in the
for
game?
Sonic?
Why couldn't it just
Birthday?
already be in the fucking game? They only did it because they want more money.
This would have made more sense if it was just DLC. But no, like, these are free updates. Why didn't you just include this in the game? Why are we waiting?
Wait, they're
for
free
something?
updates?
Yeah.
Then what's? I don't understand the point of any of
that's
this.
the joke. I asked you how you feel about roadmaps.
I didn't know it was free. That it doesn't make any sense now. They should just come out with it. Why does it have to be a roadmap then? What
Jack,
are they
we're in
building?
2022. What was the last time you saw a game release and it was done?
Elden Ring.
Before that.
Never. I believe we
Right.
talked about that. We talked about that on the podcast. The Elden Ring just released and it was finished and it worked and it didn't say like, oh, in 3 months we're gonna fix it or some shit like that. You know?
Well, there was exploits with Magic, but they like soon fixed that immediately.
they did a balance patch, but mostly, I mean, the game worked though.
Yes.
I
But
mean,
to be fair, like any game that has online compatibility always needs like fucking balance patch. I personally think that should be like an okay thing for any game to have like fucking balance issues.
yeah, I mean,
Hey,
that's
my character
natural.
is as strong as this character. All right.
If you put out a game, it's naturally going to be broken because like a million people are playing it and they're gonna.
No, I would say
exploit
it was gonna be naturally broken if it's online compatible. If it's like a single player game
a single
and like
player
you
game.
a single player game.
If it was a single player game,
if it was one of those, I'm inclined to believe that if it was done and finished, there should be no updates whatsoever as soon as I get the disc. Because like, what are you fixing exactly?
yeah, exactly. I mean, there are people they do like first day patches for like issues loading in or some shit like that. I always think about in like 50 years when all these servers are dead and you want to go back and play your favorite fucking PS4 game or something and you just can't play it because you can't get the day one patch.
No, that's not true. That started in like the PS5. That started like in the middle of
No,
the PS4.
no, because I try to play Arkham Knights all the time after a couple years, and the first thing it does is say I can't play the game until I download this giant fucking
So
patch.
I know GTA does shit like that, and I know that like some Call of Duties do that. But as far as like servers go, like games, like fighting games, for example, you could play Mortal Kombat X and fucking like that shit would just work.
Yeah.
I'll be like, there'll be broken fucking like noob Cybot or something, but like, you know.
I
at
mean,
least
yeah,
you're playing
that
the game.
works. Yeah, but I can't just play Arkham Knights, specifically Arkham Knights, because I know I've seen it happen. I can't just
Most
put
of
it
the
in the
games
disc
ain't
and
on the
play it.
disc.
It's on a
Most of the
disc. I
games are
can't
not
even
on the-
play it.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like most of the games aren't on the disc. But
No, I
Arkham
know.
Knights
Then
ain't
why?
one of
I
them,
mean, like
but,
at this
fucking-
point, I stopped buying discs. There's no fucking point to having them.
Also, you keep talking about Arkham Knights, and like that's a game that just came out. Which I'm assuming you're talking about
I'm
Arkham Asylum.
I'm talking about
Or fucking-
Arkham. No, I'm talking about what's the last one that came out?
The one that what the fuck what
The
the one under Batman or one under his like roadies?
The one under Batman in that trilogy of the Arkham trilogy. What was the last? It was Arkham Knight.
Arkham Knights is the game that just came out.
No, not Knights. Knight, just Knight.
Oh, that's probably why I'm getting confused.
It's called Arkham Knight.
That's exactly why I'm getting confused.
Yeah.
Arkham
The other one is called Gotham Knights.
There we go. I'm fucking up.
So I was saying the right thing. Fuck you. Anyway.
Yeah, it's alright.
That's alright.
Well, are you at least gonna play the Suicide Squad game? That's also under the Arkham Knights fucking engine.
Yeah, but it's being made by someone else that I forgot who it was.
It's still under the Warner Brothers name, so therefore.
Yeah, but I think the people who were making that Suicide Squad game were actually a cool developer. Let me look.
Yeah, it's Rocksteady. It's the same people who make fucking the old ones.
Yeah, then I probably will play it because I fucking love Rocksteady. I love those old ones.
I know you do.
I'm a kind of person that if I like a company or a director or a musician,
what I like is pretty different from what you guys like, huh?
Yeah, like men.
You don't like men.
You got me.
Oh man, you spoiled it. Oh man.
Yeah, you got me, dude. Anyway, what were we fucking saying? I was saying something, and you interrupted me with your your antics.
We're talking about like how PS4 discs don't have the game on.
No, it was after that. It doesn't matter.
Anyway, why? Didn't you have a topic? Why we got 20 minutes?
Oh, sure, yeah. Hey, guys, did you see this? Did you hear this?
No, I didn't.
I didn't
see or hear about this.
Whoa.
Well, Smash is imploding for like the fucking 40th time these past couple of years.
Grab your
popcorn. Is it about like child molestation again or like what?
No. This time it's the other issue, Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So recently Smash World Tour was canceled, and I say that, but that just has a lot more in depth to what that statement has. So essentially, Panda Global, which is like a sponsorship for fucking fighting games and the esports shit, but they have been in the works of like making a tournament like circuit and like partnering with Nintendo for it, which is kind of big because tournaments and tournaments themselves and like Nintendo have been two completely separate entities. We've kind of done our own thing while Nintendo just fucking does whatever. Best way that like Ludwig put it.
What does Ludwig know?
He was a Melee player.
That means I hate him even more.
But yeah, no, like I think the whole situation is just fucking crazy because because Panda is partnering with Nintendo with all this shit. They're now part of like an anti-competition racket, and then which means that they went around like threatening like other like local or not locals but like other majors who don't partner with them, won't give them streaming rights or like anything like that. So it really puts another fucking it just really adds on to like this fucking Smash being a fucking hodgepodge of mess. But what that also kind of means is that it affects the game, like the fighting game community, like at the same time, because like Panda Global is just not going after like Smash, like
no, they've grown
Smash,
a lot. They have like a whole fighting game thing.
Yeah, so they're more than likely gonna just do the same for like fighting, like other fighting games, which is not good. It's just not looking good. And like the worst part about it is like Panda Global or any of them haven't like made any like statements or anything. So like this is just like kind of unfolding as we speak, and we'll see where that kind of goes, or we'll see where that kind of devolves. You know,
Poor Smash Brothers.
Yeah, dude, it just can't get a fucking break. Like
No,
after
it
2
can't.
decades of like building up a scene, you just see it all just like
I
slowly.
love watching these fighting games come out, like just barely coming out, and then their company's like, yeah, we're gonna hold this big fucking tournament for this brand new fighting game coming out. No one wants to play it, and then Smash Brothers has this gigantic audience of very dedicated players, and Nintendo tells them to eat shit and die every single time.
That's the best.
I don't think Nintendo ever wanted Smash to become competitive.
No, they never ever did. That was kind of the point of Smash. But that's beside the point. They at least could let it live on its own through side events. Like Nintendo just wants to like kill anything relating to its name that they're not part of. Like all those fan-made edits and games and shit like that.
Can you at least do like fucking local fucking tournaments and like not be fined? Isn't that fine?
I guess, as long as Nintendo doesn't know about it. I mean, Nintendo didn't even let them play at EVO.
Is that bad?
Yeah.
That's a huge blow.
Well,
I feel like
Evo,
lot of
well, Evo, there was like sex crimes going on.
I mean, that's not why Nintendo didn't let them.
That's not true.
No, they didn't let them because of streaming and cracking down on their game, because they had canceled a bunch of other events at that time, right, Sly?
Yeah, they have. Well, I think it was just for like Smash and I think it was just for like Smash 4 or I forget around what time that was.
I think it was Ultimate.
Yeah, it was one of the new Smash games in Melee that I think that were like in jeopardy. But I mean, like you have situations like that, and you also had another situation where like Nintendo shut down this other tournament called like the Big House.
Yeah,
where where like they literally only took it down because they were modding their IP, which is kind of stupid.
No, I remember that. And then wasn't there some drama with Slippy as well that Nintendo was really pissed about that?
Yeah, because just the whole thing with Melee being online.
Yeah,
and,
like trying to play a fucking like 20-year-old game, and Nintendo's pissed about it.
Yeah, because it's all emulated and shit. I don't know. It's just I don't know.
So obviously, making fun of Nintendo is super easy, right?
Right.
But, like,
Yeah,
it's
making
like
fun of Nintendo is easy, but you also have to take note that like Panda Global is like really not looking good right now.
They never did.
You know.
But like as far as like Nintendo goes, we're like, hey man, quit pirating our game. We're not gonna release it. However, you still can't play them. All right, stop doing that. I want to figure out the like ideology behind that. Whenever fucking PlayStation has their fucking shit hacked, they're like, all right, oh, you guys still want to play PS2 games? Ew, disgusting.
I think honestly it's a Japanese business thing. I think that's just how they are when they run business.
We still own it.
Yeah, I think they're just like, oh, other people can be making money off of this, but it's ours. We should be making money off of this, but
we're not gonna.
Yeah, but then
like
PlayStation and them, they see an opportunity to like at least grow their market. You know, like all publicity is good publicity.
Well, like, have you seen like how PlayStation feels about fucking like just old games?
Yeah, they give them away for free with a PlayStation Plus subscription.
Close. Well, like fucking like PlayStation basically said, if you guys want to play PS2 games, that's disgusting. Like, why would you want any of these games in current time? Have you seen these new? Have you seen any of these new games? And like, that's like literally the argument. Is like, why would you want to play Need for Speed fucking on a PS2 when you can play the newest one right now? And like that whole false sense of like how nostalgia works is like super funny.
I think that is funny. And Nintendo would never ever do that, because I think like at least 30% of their business is nostalgia and selling old games.
All of it is. Like, you guys
No,
remember
I'm talking about selling old games.
Yeah, how they're doing it, where you have to pay fucking extra for your
Premium
online subscription to play like old games now.
Yeah, and most
which
of them
I think
people
is
don't
honestly,
even fucking care about.
Yeah.
Have
Dude,
you
honestly,
seen
PlayStation's doing the same thing.
Have you seen that Mega 64 bit where it's like the Nintendo Direct and the guy comes out and he's like, "Hey, Nintendo, we're gonna announce the new games coming to the Classics collection this month. We have classics like Splork and Mitsuki's Ruins," and it's just like some old NES game no one's ever fucking heard of. And then PlayStation comes up, it's like, "Yeah, you can play like every PlayStation 2 game ever for free right now." And then Nintendo's like, "Oh, we forgot to mention you can play Hunter's Descent for the SNES. It's a classic, and I know you guys have been waiting for this one. Treasure, everyone's favorite game is coming out. Treasure." And they're just getting more and more obscure. And then fucking Microsoft.
Treasure.
And Microsoft comes out and is like, "You can just play every fucking game on Earth for free now." And they drop the mic.
Actually, I think Microsoft is at this point to where like they're okay with fucking I'm not sure if you know what this shit is. Fucking have you ever heard of RetroArch?
Retro art?
RetroArch.
I feel like I have. Remind me.
It's an emulator that has all the emulators in it.
Yeah. Okay, I have heard of this.
And basically, you can like run that on the Xbox natively. Like, there's just like an app in the App Store called RetroArch. They literally have an app on console where you can just emulate games like that. They don't give a shit.
It's so awesome. Microsoft's funny. Microsoft's been making funny moves lately, where they're just like, "Yeah, we'll put our games on Nintendo, and they're all on the computer now. Do whatever the fuck you want with them. I don't care."
I think Microsoft has realized that the video game market is not niche, and like they know how to like please them, while like Sony is like no, and Nintendo is like, what the fuck is the internet? So like I think that like Microsoft is the only people who gets it, and the only thing I don't get is why they keep making consoles when like you can play their games on the fucking computer. They might as well make a fucking Microsoft computer.
Yeah, I mean,
like, has an Xbox logo on it.
Microsoft makes computers, so it's
kind of crazy that they haven't done shit like that yet. You know, like
it really
they haven't put two and two together.
They gotta put an Xbox logo on a fucking computer and fucking like call it a day.
Like, listen, people still buy Xboxes. People that aren't computer savvy still buy Xboxes.
People who buy Xboxes can't buy the PlayStation.
There are still people I know personally that are like Xbox loyalists and like the games on Xbox, like games like Sea of Thieves.
Actually, for anybody who just wants a game, like, okay, so like I work in retail, right? And here's my pitch for anybody who doesn't know what the Xbox is about, or like for any grandpa or grandma.
Yeah. Get
this console if you don't want to fucking buy games, because you can just buy a subscription and have every game ever fucking made.
Yeah, I mean, that is the sale. I mean, that's a good sale, honestly.
Yeah, fucking like I tell them to just get the Series S, which is a digital console. It's $300, and fucking it's the cheapest out of like all the newest fucking consoles, and you can play every fucking game that ever is released for that shit for a fucking premium.
Yeah, like $20 a month, you can play like every game ever. Which I must say,
every fucking grandparent, like their eyes light up. They're like, "What the fuck?"
I must say, I got PlayStation Plus Premium. And that's like $20 a month, and it's awesome. Like,
you don't get every game though, and that's the problem.
No, as a person who doesn't beat games very often, I just start downloading like games all the time, and I just start a bunch of games, and then I'm working on like 30 games at once, and eventually I'll beat one of them.
You're disgusting right now.
I know, right?
Yakuza yet?
Do what?
Have you played Yakuza yet?
I played Like a Dragon. I really like a Dragon.
Oh, so like that means that you won't like any of the other Yakuza games because they're not like that.
Yeah, I already had Yakuza 0 and I kind of got into it. I think my main problem was the cutscenes are very long and in Japanese.
That's fair.
But Like a Dragon is in English, so it was a lot easier to get into.
You were like, whoa.
It was actually a silly, because I was on the fence about buying it, because I wanted to play an RPG, and I was like, oh, play Like a Dragon, it's a good, and I was like, I don't know, I was like, it's in English, I was like, okay, thank God, because some of those cutscenes are literally just like 30 minutes of character development and talking.
Now, Sly and Zach, I must ask you, if you've never owned a console, that's not true. if you like don't have a console currently and you have to choose between Big Nintendo, fucking PlayStation and or Xbox, who would you like? And this isn't referring to you, just like fucking like a friend is like, yeah, I don't got a console right now. Which one do you think I should get? What would you recommend?
Now, are we talking like PlayStation 5, like latest gen?
Yes.
Um,
They have access to all of them, but they don't care about like the games that they're playing. They just want a console. Fucking.
so they don't
and
care
more
about like
likely-
the exclusives or anything like that.
Yes, they don't care about the exclusives.
I mean, at that point, they're all the same fucking thing except for the Nintendo one.
Yeah.
So what would you recommend?
I would recommend a PlayStation or an Xbox. I feel like it's a toss-up. If you don't care about exclusive games, if you did care about exclusive games, I would say a PlayStation because it has more and better quality ones. But if you don't, they're basically the same fucking thing.
I usually recommend Xbox for people who are like sports games guys, because like on the Game Pass, like it has like fucking NBA, fucking FIFA and Madden just on there.
For sure.
Yeah, and then like PlayStation has more of the games like RPGs and adventure games and nerdy Japanese. It has more Japanese games for sure than Xbox
Ooh.
because it's a Japanese company. They have plenty of Japanese games. It has like, well, I guess they all have Kingdom Hearts now, don't they?
Now,
Honestly, you can really sell anybody on Nintendo, like, I'd say current day, if they're not, like, nostalgic about it.
Yeah, if you have kids, I would say to get Nintendo because I think it has more games that kids would like, and also it's portable. I think being portable is a huge selling point too, now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, so, like, if you have really no connection with, like video games as a whole, then, like, definitely not Nintendo.
Yeah, but if you're like
I'm only bringing up this topic to help all of those Christmas shoppers this year figure out how to get going on their early Christmas shopping.
Listen, if you're a child or a girl, you should buy a Nintendo Switch.
Whoa! Wait a minute. So, what would you recommend for a grandparent to have at their house? So, like, whenever like their grandchildren come over, like they have something to play.
I would say a Nintendo Switch would be good for grandchildren coming over.
Well, I'm worried about them losing the cartridges.
Oh, they is that whose grandparents are those?
I'm
I'm worried about them losing the cartridges.
Yeah, man, that's like somebody's like Ohio grandma, like.
Ohio. Grandma. I mean, it
Couldn't
depends how
catch me
old
living in
how
Ohio.
old the kids. Can you imagine Granny setting the 7-year-olds down to play Modern Warfare 2 Warzone? You know.
All right, they're 12 and 13.
They're 12 and 13. I'd buy a Xbox.
Okay.
I would buy like a PlayStation. I don't know.
Whoa!
I just feel like there's just more shit. I mean, not more shit necessarily, but I mean, I
Are
just feel like,
you saying that because you own it? Like fucking like, are you not like broadening your horizons on like what has what?
Yeah,
Nah, I would
PlayStation
just-
does
I would
have
just say,
Horizons.
like, I would just say like the way I think about it is like, if my grandma were to ever have a console and I'm gonna be there for a while, I would just play something that just like for a long amount of like whatever time,
Oh
Just
my
to, like,
god,
fill time.
you're literally telling me I don't want to interact with my grandma at all. I need to play a fucking game that.
Yeah,
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying this as if I was like a kid, I'm not saying I'd do this.
Yeah, that's
now.
worse. That's worse even.
Okay, guys. Breaking news: Street Fighter 6 just announced the closed beta test number 2.
Did you get the code?
They literally just announced it.
Did you get the code?
Actually, is it going to be Is it going to be on the old consoles?
Is it the same code that they're using? Because like.
No, I don't know. I literally I can't see a post. They just put a video out, and I can't watch the video right now. But I wonder if it's going to be on old consoles this time.
No, I hope not.
I mean, the game is going to come out on older consoles. It would be nice
How
to
about
know.
you get a PS fucking 5?
How about you suck my cock?
Where?
And that's it, baby. That's how